Hey you guys, it's Lori. Look at the sky. I should have shown you before from the top of the mountain. I'm walking down from my Airbnb, which is up there. I'm in Lexington, Virginia. The town here is really cute. But you always know spiritually high vibe places. If you can't find a juice, like it's so funny, right? I think I talked about this in one of the other videos. Man, there's alcohol places everywhere. There's bars everywhere. But you can't even find a raw juice. Like that goes and speaks to the consciousness. Hear that bird? I'm going to go do a talk to some horses down here. Okay, hopefully you're going to get a better view. I should have gotten it from the top of the mountain. So gorgeous. So, can you hear that bird? So chatty, singing. Look at this. You can't really tell. See how beautiful that is? Oh my God. And we have some horses here. As we walk, we're walking down from where our Airbnb is. But I want to talk to you. I'm going to do a podcast episode on this too. 5 of the most important words. This video is the wrong side. Hopefully my video person can adjust it. I don't know. You hear that bird? Look at this little farm. It's so pretty. I don't know if we can get those horses to come over and chat with us. 5 of the most important words that if I had known these, they would have completely changed my life. And this is really, really important for highly sensitive beings. You're going to love this, what I'm about to share with you. Anytime you're ever having any form of struggle or challenge, I wish I knew these words. I don't even know how or where I learned them. It came through. I remember because I had hired multiple marketing support people, and they were all kind of affiliated with each other. And I hired them, and it was like they end up giving you these cookie cutter marketing programs. My coaching and mentorship is not cookie cutter. I'm on the phone, on the video, direct with people, working with them directly. Look at these horses. Not cookie cutter, but I worked with a lot of cookie cutter programs. I didn't realize they promise big, these big marketing corporations. They promise the sky. They oversell and they overpromise and underdeliver, right? And I hired somebody, and this woman was blowing me off and making all kinds of excuses and telling me everything was going to work out fine, and missing deadlines of her own. Telling her we got plenty of time, but she was like so full of it. And finally I had to cancel my program because we didn't have plenty of time. I was waiting on her multiple times. She dropped the ball. And by the end of the program, I just got so frustrated, and the good girl in me did not want to be difficult. And the good girl in me, has this ever happened to you? Where you wanted to be kind. You didn't want to be a complainer. You wanted to be nice. You didn't want to rock the boat. You didn't want to be difficult. In fact, I was recently on a call, look how pretty, with one of my friend, colleagues, associates, and she was having trouble with a marketing program that she purchased into. High-end program, right? Lightworkers, you buy a high-end program from a real lightworker, you're going to get so much. We don't over-promise and under-deliver. We actually over-deliver and under-promise because we're not business marketers. We're really living in accordance with what we teach. True, authentic light workers. Anyway, I don't know about it. I can't speak for everybody. Oh, I wish this guy would come over and say hello. Maybe I could call him. But in any case, I did that for so long, and I didn't want to make waves, and I didn't want to be difficult, and I wanted to be kind. And meanwhile, I was getting screwed. I paid for some services, and the person wasn't delivering. Was dropping the ball. And even in the year-long program I was in, I had a coach who was very nice. We got along well. But her idea of coaching was to show up to the call with a smile on her face and answer questions for me. That is not coaching. That is not what I do. I don't just show up with a smile on my face. I'm actually working with people in their field. I'm thinking about them. I'm inquiring on their behalf in between coaching. It's not like I don't have healthy boundaries. It's that when somebody brings something to the table, I'm asking my team, how can I help? How can I service people? This person, what do I need to know so that I can deliver it to them? And even when I'm not asking, my team is working on their behalf. And sometimes my team will come in and be like, during your next session, you need to give this person such and such, or you need to bring this up to this person, or you need to help them resolve this issue or get past this block. Like, some of the best guidance I've given to people in my coaching sessions happened when we weren't even on a call, when I would get it, and sometimes I'd give it to them in between through a video or audio link. So pretty. And other times, I'd wait for the live class, but either way, they'd be getting stuff that I got through guidance in between coaching calls. But when I hired a 6-figure coaching for a year-long program, that's not what I got. They just show up to the call with a smile on their face, right? And answer questions. And if I didn't have the right questions to ask, I didn't get the coaching I needed. So these are the 5 words you need to know, and it's going to change your life when you get it, especially if you are a people pleaser like I have been, or if you are a good girl who does not want to rock the boat or shake things up or disturb, or if you want to be liked. We all do. We all want to be liked. I wanted my coach to like me. I didn't want to be a complainer. Those are the worst, right? The complainers. Right? So I just kept smiling right along with her, even though I wasn't getting my needs met. And I was getting burnt out, even though when I came into the program, I told them I was in burnout mode. I hired people to help me with that, and they didn't. They just made the problem worse. So these are the words, okay, what you've been waiting for through this view. Here's the words. This isn't working for me. Simple. If I only had those words, I would have said it. I didn't know how to say it and be nice. Here's how you say it and be nice. Has this ever happened to you? You wanted to be nice. You wanted to be kind. You didn't want to be, the complainer. You wanted to be positive. You didn't want to rock the boat, but you knew you weren't getting your needs met in the class or the program, right? This is how you say it. This isn't working for me. You say, I know we both want the same things, which is for me to succeed in your program, right? You paid them money. I know I always wanted my people to succeed in my program. Oh gosh, it's going to get dirty. I mean, dark. Dark, not dirty. We might have to turn around for light because we're running out of light and the video will end if it gets dark. You'd be looking at me in the dark. So you say, I know we want the same thing, which is for me to succeed in your program or in your class or in your workshop. Because believe me, if you're paying people, they want you to succeed. I want my people to succeed. I want them to have the maximum benefits. I say it all the time. I affirm it. That's what I want for them, for their most benevolent best. And you should want that for yourself. Every coach, healer, guide, mentor, doesn't matter, business strategist, they want you to succeed in their program. And if they don't, they're not the right coach, because then they're all ego-centered and they don't care about anyone but themselves. But anyone who's heart-centered and really cares, they want you to succeed in their program. So you say to them, I love you as a person, or if those aren't your words, I really care about you. I really appreciate you. You sandwich it. I teach this in my relationship courses, in my self-love class, in my communication classes. You start with the positive. Sorry for the bad videoing, folks. I'm walking and my dog is on me. You start with the positive. You say, I really love you. I really care about you. I really value you. I really appreciate you. I'm so grateful for everything I have learned from you. Always start with the positive. I signed up because I really felt so strongly, and I still do. Start with the positive. Compliment, praise, express gratitude. Whatever's true, real, and accurate. Don't make up lies. You don't need that. That doesn't work. Then say, however, This thing that we're doing together, this program, this class, your process, it's not working for me. And don't throw those words around like, no, those are like strong words, right? This is not working for me. Our relationship, the way you're marketing, you're mentoring, you're helping, it's not working for me. But you say it really nicely because you do care and you want to succeed. Otherwise, you wouldn't have signed up to work with them in the first place. And then you say, what can we do so that I can get better results from working with you and that we can both be happy in this arrangement? If you don't know what can be done, you pose the question to the person. You hired them. If you have some ideas, you can say, I have some ideas of what could work better or what might help me more. It's getting dark, but I want to show you this cute farmhouse. I don't know if you can see it. Like I said, it's getting real dark. If you have some ideas, then say, I have some ideas. I'd love to hear yours too. So you open up for some conversation and you stay in your heart and know the truth that this person does want you to succeed and they want to help you. If they don't, that's a whole other story. Whole other conversation, whole other story. And that means you need to develop your discernment about who you're hiring in the first place. Never once did I have somebody who I worked with that I didn't really truly care and want them to receive and want them to benefit and want them to get the maximum benefits and really love and enjoy the program and really truly prosper from it in whatever way they were meant to. So I'm assuming if you have good discernment, you're hiring people who want that for you. And when you finish with the challenging part, you always close like a sandwich with more good stuff. Thank you so much. Always express gratitude and authentic gratitude, not just thank you, but I really have enjoyed this part, and that part. I've learned this, and that. You have to acknowledge that person because somehow they've helped you. You know, I've worked with some of the most amazing teachers and healers and mentors. And in the last couple of years, I started to learn I don't need other people's acknowledgement at all. Because I believe in what I'm doing. I know, more than believe. I have gnosis. I know that this stuff is so powerful and effective. However, I get it. People need and want validation. Even the most amazing healers and intuitives and readers and coaches and mentors, they need that too. So always express gratitude for what good you have received and how it has helped you and how you have benefited. And if you can't acknowledge or recognize that after working with them, it's probably not because they haven't delivered on some level. It's probably because you have to learn how to recognize and acknowledge those things and see the good that you get. And that is a big thing because people tend to look at what they're not getting or what's wrong or bad that they don't like, rather than really taking time to acknowledge and recognize what they are getting. The reason when I was working with the coach and mentors that I was working with, the reason they really didn't know anything was wrong was because I was in so much gratitude. I was always in gratitude. I was very acknowledging. And those were truths. I wasn't lying. I just didn't know how to express what I wasn't happy about or satisfied with because I was afraid to be a complainer. And I was afraid to be one of those difficult clients that nobody wants. And I was afraid to upset the apple cart and not be a people pleaser. Sorry about this bad videoing. But that's my point. I didn't have those words. This isn't working for me. Man. Do you know, even I had assistants. I had hired assistants to help me on retreats. Not my favorite guy, but there were other assistants I hired. Paid them money to help me, and they ended up, or paid their way sometimes, and they ended up not really doing the work. I didn't have those words. This isn't working for me. And I remember one year there was one, I found the words, but I didn't remember those words. So I tolerated things I should have never tolerated. All because my people pleaser. And a lot of this video series has been about that. So go back and watch the episodes on the people pleasing and de-stressing. And anyway, I'm now at the dark. I'm almost going to catch up to those horses again and see if I can have a little chat, call one of them forward and say hello, possibly. But either way, I've got to sign this off because it is getting very dark here. But I just wanted to share that with you. I will do a whole episode on my podcast about it, which I think will be, oh my God, there's a car coming really fast around the corner. They drive fast here. That was a little scary. I heard him spinning around the corner. I had to run out of the way. All right, you guys, I'm signing off. I'm sending you so much love. I'm wishing you your most benevolent best here from Virginia. Yay! All right, farewell for now. Love you so much. Bye-bye.